Alright guys, I'm going to show some possible puts and calls for my covered strangles. We're going to look at the Theta Pro indicator to see what type of the trend is and where I might be able to sell my strikes. So for CCL, 24.67, I bought at 25.47. It's a wide bid ask, so it's kind of in between that. These will both expire worthless very likely. Let's look at CCL's chart. So right now we're in the sell put indicator. A lot of stocks were like that on Thursday. And you can see the recent high was around 27 or so. I wouldn't mind selling around the 27 call. I already put an order in for a lot of these. So 27 call, should be able to get around 0.4243 or so if market doesn't dramatically change overnight. For the put side, I did a 23 because it pays 0.35. And you can see the buying power is $300. So it's a little over 10% on my margin. And the 23 down here, if it does close the gap, I will get more shares, but I'm still okay with that. Next is DVN. I still have out to 36 days. It's doing very well so far, up $350. Nothing to do there. HIMS. I notice in HIMS it's using up more buying power and margin than the other positions. So right now, the 26 will very likely expire. 33 will expire. I do have this vertical, and I'm willing to take in more shares at 18. So that might influence my position. If you look at HIMS, still on sell put, had a pretty good last week or so. I'm going to go with right before earnings, by the way, because earnings are on the 24th. So I'm selling the 21st. I don't think I put that one in, though. So we got to bounce off 24 multiple times. The 24 pays pretty good, 1.07. Might go a little safer on the 23 because I do have that 18 also. So the 18 pays about $82 or so dollars. But look at the buying power, 1,500. It's more than the other stocks that I'm doing this with. So just be aware of that. I'm okay with it with one. The other ones are not that bad. 80 over 1,500. Still a decent return. So I might go with the 23 here. Possibly the 24. As for the upside, we hit 34 in December. If I go to the 34, it pays $100. Also, the shares are more than 50%. So if I bought 100 shares, it's going to need 2,300 instead of about 1,600 or so. It's a little bit more. But I'm okay taking $100 or so. IREN. IREN's been in a nice tight range between around 10 up to around 15. In the last month, it's just been up and down between around 10 and 11.6 or so. Currently have a 10 and a 14. Should both expire. Trade price 11.28. Look at the train here. I'm actually considering getting 100 more shares possibly. But there are earnings February 20th, so I'll probably wait until after that and maybe add in another 100 shares and do cover strangles off 200. But I'll wait until earnings. I put an order for the 15. Should we get about $50 on it? And the buying power is only 500, which is fine. I'm about 10%. And then I put a 10 here. The 10's a little bit aggressive. However, if you look at IREN's, I've been doing this for a while on IREN, and my cost basis is 7.95. So I think I'm okay getting more at 10. Pays about 65, 66 bucks. You could also sell the 9 if you want to be a little bit safer. KMI, I'm just going to let expire here. It did really well. $137. It's going to expire and lose the shares. On KMI, I bought at 27.23, sold at 28 covered call. So I'm going to make, what was that? $87 in capital gains. Plus I took in 33 and 25 in the premiums. It ends up being a total profit of $145. And I put question mark because it didn't happen yet, but it most likely will. It's an 8.2% return if I take the $145, divide by the margin that I needed. Oops. So I add these up and do 145 divided by it. Get 8.2% in a month. I'll take that. I'm just going to let it go, I think. So I want to watch my buying power. SLV I already did for week after. SOFI has been on a good run up, and it does have earnings coming. So nice gap up the last few days. We're at 16 and change. I bought at 15.28, so it's doing very well. These will expire worthless. Do have earnings coming up, so I probably want to be a little bit safer on my strikes. Earnings 27th. The premiums are good, pretty far out of the money. I might go around the 19 or 20 here. And I'm perfectly fine losing my shares at 20 because I bought them in 15.28. The 20 pays me $50 off about 800. As for the naked puts, I'm probably going to go a little bit lower just because of the earnings. I'll probably go for the 12 or the 13. Still gets $30 off 406. Still a decent return. And I would lower my cost basis if I got a 7 to 13. The 12 is not really that much money in the end. You still get almost 5%. Either one I think is okay. I'll probably do the 13 though. But if you want to be a little safer, go to the 12 or wait until earnings are done and then sell. And is that it? SOUN I already rolled out. I'll do the point and cover calls real quick. SOXL, I have this really long dated leap, the 20 call. So in this one I want to look at the deltas. My current delta on the leap is 0.83. So I'm going to look around 0.2 to 0.3 delta on the sold. You want to have a good difference between the leap delta and the sold delta. So I already put an order in for the 36 strike at 0.29. It's a little aggressive. I could go 37 or even 38 and still get pretty good return. So I bought the leap at for 17.10. I could take $100 off it. That's still a good return in the end. And then if it happens to go up here, the leap will be worth more anyway. So I kept it at the 36. It's a little aggressive. 37, 38 is perfectly fine. And then TSLL, I bought it for $14.35. And I put an order in, first the delta of my bought. I do have a year in this, not 2 years about. It's a little less time. My leap is worth quite a bit, 0.87 delta. This position is doing very well so far, up $300. And I took in 49 more off this. They'll probably expire worthless, but if Tesla happens to shoot up tomorrow, it might not. We'll see. So I'm gonna wait on. I think I'm gonna wait on this. I already put in an order at the 38, but I'm gonna cancel it for now, and then see what happens to the market first. If it happens to go up, then I'll possibly sell around the 40 or so. Have a good difference in the deltas. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll see you guys on the Discord.